So the Smashing Pumpkins are finally reuniting. Well, kind of. According to some articles that have been circulating around the internet lately, Billy Corgan and original bass player darcy Wretzky have had quite a falling out of sorts. And the whole thing, because of the modern age that we live in now, can be viewed online via text message exchanges between the two people. Now, Darcy and Billy, and pretty much everybody in the Smashing Pumpkins and Billy, have had fallings out with him at some point or another. This is not surprising that she is having issues with him. Like I said, James Iha, the guitar player, drummer Jimmy Chamberlain, have all at some point had issues with Billy Corgan. And I think it boils down to the fact that Billy Corgan is one of these super anal retentive, obsessive compulsive, perfectionist musicians that you have to be to make it in this industry. I mean, make no mistake. The reason why they're so successful is 110% because of Billy Corgan and his meticulous nature and his, wanting to just get stuff done and get it done the right way. Not saying the contributing members had nothing to do with it, they did. So I guess I'll say 90% of the Pumpkins' success is because of Billy Corgan. Because, he could have just wrote all those songs and recorded them himself, hired a studio drummer, and just put a live band together. It would have been very similar. But people got used to the image of the Pumpkins on stage as James Iha and Darcy and Jimmy Chamberlain. They all became these very iconic figures as far as Billy's live band. But a lot of people got confused and thought that this was the actual band that really contributed and, really would define the sound of the Pumpkins, which isn't true. But regardless, I figured we would go through some of these text message screenshots and I'd give my kind of hot take or my analysis on it without really thinking too much into it. I didn't want to do too much, muddling over these. I just want to give my reactions to it. So the texts start off with Billy Corgan texting Darcy. I can't believe this shit's available now online. It's crazy. Like 10, 15, 20 years ago growing up, your favorite band, you can see an actual transcript that's this kind of private exchange going on between the two. Anyway, Billy texts going, "Hiya! Thought you might want an update." Kind of funny that Billy Corgan uses the word hiya, but to each their own. He goes on to say, "We've got 13 demos so far. Not sure if I will write any more." So he basically got together with 3/4 of the original lineup of the Smashing Pumpkins, James and Jimmy, and they've been writing songs, which is fucking amazing. Like, I can't wait to hear what that sounds like. Jimmy Chamberlain is one of my favorite drummers of all time. Huge inspiration to me back when I played drums. So anyway, he goes on to say, "Work has gone really well. Sounds fresh and just us being us with big drums and guitars, but also the music sounds fun in a way it hasn't sounded for a long time. So it's a nice balance of today and the Soundworks days of just going for it." Soundworks days is referring to their earlier career when they would record at, when they'd be in the studio and they would have this just go for it attitude where they would, go in there and just play balls to the wall, and that's how you got, the sonic force of their albums back in the 90s were kind of stand out amongst the rest. So anyway, he goes on to say, "We will start with Rick Rubin, producer Rick Rubin, next Tuesday. Will be interesting to see what song of the top ones he likes. And so you hear it from me. We want you involved in the tour however you'd like to be involved." Okay, it's cool. "I think it will mean a lot to fans if you are up on stage every night. And even if you can't play due to your shoulder stuff, you can certainly sing Daydream and participate in other ways." Now, Daydream is a song off their first album, Gish or Jish or Yish, however you want to pronounce it. I never knew how to pronounce their first fucking album. But Daydream is the last track off that album, and it sucks. It's not good. Personally, I'm not one of those fanboys that likes everything a band does. You might have known that if you watched my Rush video, but Not a fan of any song that James or Darcy sings on, because their guitar player sang on some songs as well in the past. No, it's not good. I digress. Some fans out there would probably really like to see that, me not being one of them. He goes on to say, our perspective is we want this to be minimal stress and maximum fun for you. Certainly that is our approach, and it's working! Exclamation point. Okay? So you just have to let us know how you want to be involved, because I certainly want to represent your position properly, and of course create some opportunities where you can be interviewed to explain your positions in your own words. So Billy's pretty much setting things up like, hey man, this is like full buffet for you of Pumpkins reuniting goodness. Be as involved as you want. I want you to be on stage every night, giving interviews, saying what happened in your own words, this, that, and the other. Because the second we announce that basically they're going to be touring as the full lineup again, people are going to ask, and we will tell people what I've told you as far as the door being open, so on and so forth. She responds by saying, I still want to be involved as much as I possibly can. I was really upset that I couldn't come out to LA to work with you guys, and also really want to work with Rick again. I'm with my mom and don't want to be rude to her, so I will give you more details probably later today. Thank you for texting me. People have sent me stuff about you guys recording, and it's made me very sad that I can't be there with you all. Love, Darcy. Okay, so I guess she wanted to be a part of the recordings. That would have been cool as well, to have a complete, original Smashing Pumpkins lineup recording new music. I think if I was with my mom and the Smashing, Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins hit me up, a band I used to be in, very successful band, I'd probably tell my mom, hey mom, can you give me a minute? It's kind of important. I don't know what her relationship with her mom is, if maybe she doesn't see her that much or it's a special visit, but I probably would have taken this outside or a phone call or something. That's just me. Anyway, he responds back by saying, well, just so you know, James isn't here either. It's me and Jimmy working with Jeff now, too. Jeff Schroeder's been there, essentially his a touring guitar player. I think he's done some studio work with him. He's a substitute, Billy's the main guy. Jeff's been this kind of side guy, so he's going to be in there as well. As far as you not being involved, there was never any decision to shut you out or make you not welcome. He's talking about the recording studio situation. It's more about getting on the same page with tour first, and the necessity of the song came up. She responds, I heard that. I'll ask why later. Again, I feel like she's being a little shutty-outy as well. She's not being as... Because, for every, paragraph he's typing, she's typing one word. I don't know. I'd at least feign interest for the sake of getting back into the band. Anyway, he goes on to say, James is focused on his stuff, so that's why he isn't going to be here. And as far as Rick Rubin, he's going to be involved a little, but not the whole thing. So focus on tour, and I think we can find the right way to have you involved. I know, speaking with Jimmy, he wants you to be involved so that the tour is the best thing we can all give the fans and build for future. So far it's sounding really promising. Then he goes on to say, all good, things are really peaceful, and music sounds great. So just know we want you on tour, but don't want to create this pressure where because someone half pays attention thinks you will be on stage every moment, blah, blah, blah. That way, if we say you are going to participate, you can ease your way back in with zero pressure. So he's taken the whole... He's taken it and he's made it sound really good and really welcoming and easy at first, but he keeps bringing up the pressure thing, almost as a way of no pressure, but the pressure's gonna be there, and he starts kind of as this goes on, he starts kind of throwing that in. She responds back by saying, I should be completely healed in 4 to 6 weeks. I want to be involved in everything. Then Billy says, we understand your enthusiasm, but we also have to balance the forces at play. Ooh, this is where the dark sea waters start forming. I know you don't agree, nor You don't agree, or nor do you have to. This is a big tour with maximum pressure. So now it's gone from we want zero pressure on you, but just know we're going to be under a lot of pressure. So there's this kind of like mind game manipulation thing. You know, this is a big tour with maximum pressure on us, but I don't want you to feel pressure, man. So it's like he's trying to kind of be like, you know, I hope you're a good bass player still. I hope you've been practicing. I hope you understand that this is a big deal and a lot of people are going to be watching. I think at this point Billy is feeling the pressure of asking a former member who it's unknown if she even still plays bass. Nobody's seen her play anything for the past 19 years. So I think he's starting to think about these things. That he's really starting to think that maybe she is going to join the band. And then he goes on to say, and there is no room for error. We blow this, meaning me, James, Jimmy, Jeff. The band is toast. Yes, there will always be a crowd, but without real backing in an unbelievably tough environment to win in, I will walk away. So it doesn't matter that there will always be a club full of people wanting to hear old songs. And all I ask is that you respect how important this is to get right. Hence the door being open to you, being involved when no one has seen you or even seen you play. I alone haven't seen you play for 19 years. So the beginning of these texts and the end, the tone has changed so much. This setup put zero pressure on you, all the pressure on us. And if you can handle the circumstances and the politics, then the future is bright. I guess he's trying to bring it back to the positivity thing, because maybe he's seeing like, okay, I'm letting this go off the rails here with the whole like, I said there was no pressure at the beginning, but now I'm pretty much saying that nobody has seen you play. I haven't seen you play. Do you suck now? Can you even do it? But nope, you know. So he goes on to say, if you can't, the door will stay open anyway, and the circus will rumble forward. And I mean, in Billy's defense at this point in the conversation was really, this is when she really should have been like, hey, just to let you know, I've been playing, I've been practicing, I'm just as sharp as I've ever been. Bass has been my life, or it's something that's a big part of my life. You can count on me. I won't let you down. Instead, she says, okay. So I'm sure that wasn't very heartening to Billy Corgan to see as her response. So then he goes on to say, for example, the Guns N' Roses tour was one of the biggest tours ever. And Steven Adler, the original drummer, would get up and play some songs. Fans loved it and no one complained. If you play 2 songs a night or 7, it's only going to be great, as long as the vibe is right and people are smiling. But when you need surgery, etc., and tour starts soon, and you haven't done a full show, much less an arena tour, in almost decades now, that puts a lot on yourself. So again, he's backpedaling. He's going, you know, I'm inviting you to do this, but you gotta have your shit together. Give me some assurance your shit is together right now, Darcy. That's what I'm asking. I'm levying all these things onto you that you say you want to be involved in, and all I ask is that you tell me, I got this, I've been practicing, I can do it. But what does she say? I understand. Come on, dude, you can't be this stupid. You know that's what he's asking you. You know all you have to say is, yeah, dude, I've been practicing this shit, I'm good to go. So then he goes on to say, I've told Benno, whoever the fuck that is, repeatedly, if she wants to be on tour, get her a bus and she can come and go as she pleases, meaning you. Okay, weird text, but whatever. But for example, just talked to lighting designer production today. The show will be timed minute and will be basically minute to minute, and will run same set list every night due to production concerns, massive set list, and a need to be a level Broadway type show. We have to prove to the world we can compete at highest level on tour, or we'll never get out of America. Again, it'd be a nice time for her to be like, yeah, dude, I got this, I can do it, I've been playing bass for a while. She responds back by saying, I went to 2 doctors and they both agree that I do not need surgery. Woo! I'm also going to see one more on Saturday just because he's a friend and he's brilliant and my shoulder's the kind of thing that he specializes in. Billy goes, okay, great on not needing surgery. Again, you can tell in his response, he's like, okay, that's cool, you don't need surgery, but what about this other reassurance that I need that you can handle this massive tour, arena tour? And then apparently there's a break in the screenshots here. I guess it's some sensitive information that we're not able to see, which kind of sucks because it kind of breaks the context up a little bit. And apparently at this point, Billy Corgan reportedly informs Darcy that Jack Bates, the son of New Order's Peter Hook, will serve as the band's touring bassist. Kind of a bombshell. To which she goes, yeah, don't know his stuff. Which again, couldn't she have been like, what happened to me doing it? You know, anyway, he goes on to say, he plays with his father. He has the same Joy Division sort of picking aggression. She goes, cool. And then she finally decides to respond later on by going, do you know, I think what she meant to say, do you know you really pissed me off? I was so happy last night. I'm sorry for what I'm going to do right now, but I have to do it for my own sanity. And guess what? The text is cut off. So we don't know what she goes on to say. And all we have remaining is her saying, money is not important to me. You're throwing something away that is so precious, and you know I'm not talking about me. And then Corgan goes on to say, the answer is you deserve to be on a t-shirt if someone wants to buy it and get your just due for the hard work you put in. But if you don't want to be on a t-shirt, then the kids are happy to buy something else. Woo! Them some band politics right there if I ever seen it. So, from these text messages, a huge chunk of it was taken out at the end, per Darcy, because she's the one who leaked these text messages between her and Billy, which I mean, honestly, I feel like the texts just kind of make her look like she doesn't really want to. Like, she says she wants to be involved, but the passion, the reassurance that, hey, nobody's seen me play for 19 years. You know, I just want to let you know I can still do it. I'm still up to the task. None of that. She's just very lackadaisical about the whole thing and very, like, nonchalant. Maybe that's, like, the punk rock attitude to have about this kind of stuff, is to not get excited and just be like, yeah, that's cool. Whatever. But, I don't know, man. I've been in a lot of bands, I've dealt with a lot of people with that attitude, that same kind of, yeah, whatever, you know, and it's like, I'm on the same level as Billy mentally as far as, like, I am this OCD, always getting shit done, always thinking, what is the next step I need to make to further my career, my goals, you know, high productions, just putting your all into the creative endeavors that you're doing, and it is a bummer and a kind of a soul-sucking experience to be around someone in your creative team who is not on that same energy level as you and who's just very kind of like take it or leave it attitude. You know, if you're gonna act like you could care less if you're here or not, then fuck you. I don't want you here. Like, but if you're gonna come at it with like, I'm into this, I'm passionate, I want to do it, then I want you to be involved 110%. So when I look at this, that's what I'm personally seeing from it. You could see it differently, and I'm sure you will, and I'm sure you'll have your own comment about it as well. But she had a chance to reassure Billy Corgan and say, I'm up to the task, I can do it, but instead she just had these really short, curt answers, and when he basically was levying all these things on her, all these terms, all these, hey, this is a big tour, you need to be in shape for it, you know, playing-wise and all that, she was just like, okay, I understand, whatever. And then on top of that, we see she goes, I'm sorry for what I'm about to do, but I have to say this for my own sanity, and a lot of it's redacted, and we don't know what she went on to say. So all the information isn't even here in context, but Darcy's not going to be reuniting with the Pumpkins for this tour, and probably not for anything else as of right now. Is it going to happen in the future? I don't know. I'm going to see them this summer, July 25th in Tampa, so I am beyond stoked because last time I saw them was in like 2014, I think, 2013, and it was with that weird kind of off, lineup where it was Jeff Schroeder and the other people, and it's kind of felt like Billy Corgan's solo project, but just having the original band there is going to mean a lot to me. Billy wrote all the songs, he performed all the instruments for Siamese Dream except for the drums. He recorded mostly everything that you like about the Pumpkins, so the fact that Darcy isn't going to be there, it does kind of suck. It would be nice to see the original lineup, but at the same time, she really didn't contribute that much. She wasn't that solid of a bass player, to be honest. I mean, nothing that she does is technical at all. It is what it is. I feel like she had the opportunity to prove or to at least say or assure that she could do it. She had the tenacity to do arena tours again, and she chose not to, and she chose to be very coy and cavalier about it. And at the same time, Billy shouldn't have offered her so much at the beginning without first seeing where she was at. Hey, just a question for you, Darcy. How you've been keeping up with the bass at all these days? You're still interested in the music thing? Kind of gauge all that first and then give her an offer that's fair based on what you know about where she's at as a musician. Don't go through the gate being like, hey, you want to be in the band again? And then as you go on, be like, oh, you know what? I think I just made a big mistake asking her to be back in the band. Let me backpedal. So that was kind of messed up on his part too, but anyway, I just wanted to make a video about this recent kind of thing going on with the Smashing Pumpkins. They're one of my favorite bands, and I thought this was an interesting little exchange. And just, the modern day now where you see your heroes battling it out online with these full transcripts. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this. Let me know what you think about this upcoming tour. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be good? I think it's going to be excellent. I'm really looking forward to this. What do you think about Smashing Pumpkins? And what do you think about Darcy's role or anybody else's role as far as the original lineup is concerned in the Pumpkins? What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments below. Hope you have a good rest of your night.